Hey everyone, it's Jack, and I wanted to share with you some tips that have been helping my Beachbody business, specifically by using Instagram stories. If you haven't noticed, social media is heavily going towards Instagram and its stories. So whenever I'm talking about social media and trying to pick up what's working, what's not, I always think of myself as a social media user, which you should still be at the end of the day. It shouldn't all be business. And I know that lately, when I look at my, social media little pocket on my iPhone, I go straight to Instagram first usually. And then when I go to Instagram, I'm looking at people's stories first. So I'm not scrolling through the feed and whatever they put in front of my face. I'm looking at the stories first. And usually there's stories from the people I engage with most, who I've messaged before, who I follow their posts a lot, whatever it may be. So your goal as a Beachbody coach should be to be up here, when someone opens their Instagram app, and to make it really organic and easy to interact with someone. So I just wanted to share a few tips. So as far as the way Instagram is changing, again, everyone's looking at stories now. So that means that your photos that you don't have to, or videos that you're posting on Instagram, it doesn't have to be as often anymore because you're giving people a lot of content and interaction through your Instagram story. So it's no longer like the 3 to 5 postings on Instagram a day on your account with videos or photos. You can do probably once a day. And the Instagram stories are a great way to direct people to a post. In my opinion, I think Instagram stories should be short and concise and not just you staring at your phone and talking for 10 little dots worth of 30 seconds. I think it should be short and concise. So if you do feel the need to talk more, either A, do a live, or B, write out a longer post and use your Instagram story to direct people to the post. Say, hey, check out my latest post where I go over yada yada, or create some curiosity and say, do you want to see my results from my 1 month of 80-day obsession, and black out what your results are on the screenshot of your biography or whatever it is. So the stories is a great way to direct people back to your profile, but usually people are looking at mostly stories first rather than someone's post on a news feed. So that means that the posts that you are sharing on your profile, your regular profile right here, should be clear, concise. They can, you don't have to feel the need to feel the urge to post something just to post it so that you're posting 3 to 5 times a day. It should be clear and bright. Think of what you're attracted to when it comes to an Instagram account. For me, I love white backgrounds, bright colors, think of the beach and the Caribbean or the mountains and whatnot. And I try to mimic that as much as possible. Again, I'm not a photographer. All I have is my iPhone, but I try my best. Your best friend is natural daylight when it comes to that. So even if it means you meal prepping and taking a day to take a bunch of meals in the daylight with a nice background, or to set up a photo facing yourself with the daylight and whatnot, make sure that it's more crisp and clean than usual so that people are even more engaged by looking at your Instagram profile. As far as stories, it's, again, great to direct to your post if you have a longer post to write, but it's also a great way to show behind the scenes and who you are as a person, because you're not just a Beachbody coach. You might be a mom, you might be a full-time worker, you might have a passion for jazz, you might be a dancer, who knows? For me, Instagram stories is a great way for me to share my love of avocado, Beyonce, the mountains, how terrible of a skier I am, all that fun stuff. So look at it as your magazine or your own reality show. Again, when it comes to the videos, you don't need to be talking for 10 stories in a row, because most of the time, I don't know about you, again, my habits as an Instagram user. Usually my phone is on silent because I'm either at work, or maybe I'm around people or around kids and I don't want to wake them up. And so I'm usually watching Instagram stories without the sound on. So people are just going to skip through video if you're talking for too long. If it's someone I really care about, and I'll go back to their story and watch it with the sound on. But just keep that in mind. So that means you want to have a variety of stories, whether it's a boomerang or maybe you're using a poll. A poll is a great way to create engagement and to kind of give someone permission for you to send them a DM. You could also do the thing where, I don't know if you've seen, where people post a picture and then words throughout the stories compound over it. I did that the other day, and it's super easy. I'll make sure to include a tutorial on how to do that. But again, it's easily readable. People are engaged. They're more likely to go through your whole story if you have stuff that doesn't require sound, if that makes sense. It's a great way to stories are a great way to show your life as a coach. So you can show yourself what you're doing for your 4 vital behaviors, such as what your personal development is. Ask a poll, have you read this book? Would you like to read this book? Like, do you have book recommendations? Engagement. You need engagement with your users. You can show how you did your workout, maybe take a quick clip of your workout, or and make sure it's you. People don't really want to watch like a video, and it creates curiosity, so people will be like, hey, what's that workout you're doing? Maybe take a video or create like a compound story about what's in your shake for the day, and then also recognize some of your coaches or your challengers. People, I know, like, I have so many transformations to share, but I'm not going to spam my profile with like other people's transformations. But my Instagram stories is a great way to show that. Okay, going back again to why I'm a user on Facebook, or I'm sorry, Instagram. Ever since I moved here to Wyoming, I've been so frustrated because a lot of the people in salons, specifically like eyelash salons, I've been looking for a lash artist forever, right? And no one has like testimonials or pictures on their profile. And I'm like, how do you expect people to want to work with you if you have no way to show your work? All right. And that was really bugging me. And I was like, maybe I should tell myself that too. But again, I'm not going to try and like spam my whole profile, but showing stories of your team's transformation is a great way to show your work and show Beachbody's work and how it can help you. So think of that. Like, don't you want to see what a doctor's done if you were going to a doctor or a hair salon or a lash artist or a tattoo artist? What if like you wanted to go get a tattoo from someone and you never saw what work they did? Like, you wouldn't, right? So another great thing is, maybe I don't want to keep spamming even my stories with transformations, but when people come and visit my profile, there's these things called highlights. And a highlight is where you save past stories that you've posted kind of into a group. And if you just Google how do you do Instagram highlights, you can learn. I can even tag it underneath there, but use Google, it's your friend. But I have highlights here. I have my fitness diary, testimonies, and Jackson, Wyoming, because I think I have a lot of pretty pictures of where I live. But my fitness diary, as you can see, it's just like me sharing my story for 80-Day Obsession, and some of the meals and some of the workouts that I do. And people can go through that and see my journey. And then they can go through my testimonies as well of people who are in our challenge group doing 80-Day Obsession or throughout the years. And then, you could see stuff about Jackson, Wyoming and where I live and stuff. But again, it's just like having a client book right on your profile. Like, who needs a website? You have a client book that you could put on your profile. So make sure you Google how to use Instagram highlights, because that's a great way to have testimonies. Let's see, share aspects of. So another great way that you can use stories to your benefit is for objections. So I'm sure you're getting objections about price, about time, about whatever. And I know when I signed up for Beachbody, I was 23 years old. I was living paycheck to paycheck. I did not have the ideal money to sign up or pay $160 for a challenge pack, but I made it work. So you can use your Instagram stories as a platform, just as you would with a post, to share, like, I was 23 when I did this, and I actually ended up saving money because of this or that. And you can use your Instagram stories, or, like I used to pay $7 for a Starbucks each day. Like, did you do that too, or do you do that too? And like, if people, you could create a poll about it and ask people how much they spend on Starbucks a day, and you could message those people that are spending a lot of money and give them a better option of Shakeology for $4 a day. So again, use your platform as a way to combat objections and to share your story. Like I said, use the polls as a means to DM other people. And then I just have some tips on when you are creating your Instagram stories. Guys, it's great that you can hit record, rewatch yourself, and if you stumble or fumble, you can X out and try again. It's not like going live where you are kind of caught in the act and like feeling like you're stumbling over your words or whatever. But you do want to be concise when you're recording a video. So don't hit record and say, yeah, so today was kind of off. I don't know, it's like too slow. People want to know what you're talking about ASAP. So I would say my day has been completely, hold on, sorry. I'm like recording this and getting freaked out because I'm on here. It's like an inception. Maybe I would say something like this. My day has been completely thrown around because a foot of snow was on my car when I woke up this morning. But just start without the ums and delay. Know what you're going to say. Practice it and delete it if you need to as well. But you shouldn't be doing the so's and the ums and all that stuff, because people are just not going to be engaged, and they're going to just skip through and get to the stuff that they want to see, whether that's a picture or whatever. Let's see what else. I think that's all I had to share right now. Again, as an Instagram user, take note of what stories do you not skip through versus the ones that you do skip through? What bothers you when someone does something on their stories versus something that you like? Not that you're going to be copying them, but you can mimic and make it your own and take those tips and tricks that they're doing and make it your own for your own Instagram stories. But guys, if you want to be prominent on social media, Instagram stories is where it's at. So make sure you are getting it done, and I'll make sure to tag some other tips below.